Hi everyone, my name is Carme Corral and I'm a bat biologist from Spain, currently developing my PhD project. And first of all, I want to thank the Global South Bat for organizing again this Bat Advent calendar and also for inviting me to participate in it. And well, today's article will be Diet, Ecological Role and Potential Ecosystem Services of the Fruit Bat Cynopterus brachyotis in a Tropical City. This study was published in 2020 by Angela Ankichan, Shim Abdulaziz, Elizabeth Clare, and Joanna Coleman. The thing that first caught my attention of this study was that it was developed in Singapore, which is the only tropical nation whose population is 100% urbanized. As authors explain, this country has probably experienced more extreme deforestation than any other Southeast Asian country, and it currently retains less than 1% of its original forest. This has obviously affected in a negative way biodiversity and also bat communities, but some of them have persisted, and this is the case of the protagonist of this story, the lesser dog-faced fruit bat, Cynopterus brachyotis, which is a common species in Singapore. This bat can occupy and use both natural and anthropogenic roosts, and given its importance as a disperser of native plants, it may be also providing very important ecosystem services, even in cities. But on the other hand, it is also important to take into account that urban areas increase the relative abundance of exotic plant species. So this fact can decrease the dispersal success of native species, favoring or facilitating the invasion of the exotic ones. Any dispersal of invasive plants would be considered an ecosystem disservice. And well, in Southeast Asia, bats receive very little conservation support despite their key ecological roles. And that's why the authors highlight the importance of understanding the role of bats in these ecosystems in order to increase support for their conservation and also to inform management strategies to minimize the ecosystem disservices. So, authors studied the diet of Cynopterus brachyotis and also assessed how urbanization was affecting the dietary breadth and also the composition of native plants in the diet of this bat. To do this, they selected 9 sites in Singapore that represented different levels of urbanization. Also, in all these sites were located known anthropogenic roosts of Cynopterus brachyotis. The authors collected bat droppings once per month and during 4 months to do morphological analysis and also DNA barcoding. And what did they find? They detected 33 plant species in the diet of Cynopterus brachyotis. Of those, 10 were native, 17 were exotic, and 6 remained indeterminate. It's important to highlight that the 3 plant species with highest relative importance in the diet of this bat were all of them native plants. Also, a very interesting finding was that it seems that in urban areas, Cynopterus brachyotis opportunistically consumes plants near roosts. This is very important and we will see why. But which was the effect of urbanization? The truth is that the authors didn't find any effect neither on dietary breadth nor in the composition of native plants in the diet of Cynopterus brachyotis. So this suggests that even in a highly urbanized and tropical landscape, Cynopterus brachyotis consumes native plants and then potentially disperses them. So this would mean that this bat species is providing an important ecosystem service, not only by dispersing native plants and hence reducing this plant's extinction risk, but also authors found that this bat is playing an important role in forest restoration, especially in forest patches. The results suggest that Cynopterus brachyotis facilitates and favors plant succession and also maintains a gene flow among forest patches. So very important findings, and we cannot forget also the exotic plant species found in the diet. These exotic plants could provide Cynopterus brachyotis with easy to find and stable food supplies, reducing, in one hand, the efforts of foraging and also the exposition to predators, but we have to assume that they could also be providing an ecosystem disservice. And here is what I want to mention again, the finding that in urban areas, Cynopterus brachyotis opportunistically feeds and consumes plants near roost. This knowledge is important because it can inform management strategies, for example, by suggesting which native plant species to plant near known roosts in order to maximize the ecosystem services and minimize the disservices. So concluding and agreeing with the authors of this study, with most human population living in cities, raising awareness of the role and the importance of bats in these often overlooked urban habitats and ecosystems is of vital importance to increase support for conservation, and also studying and understanding, quantifying the ecosystem services bats provide in urban areas can improve also their conservation and also will enhance these important and essential ecological roles. Well, that's all for now. Thanks a lot for listening, and I will leave in the description of this video the link of this interesting and great study if you want to check it. Thanks again. Bye.